Alright my friends, so today we are going to talk about Wuthering Waves, and I will give you my opinion about the game, and please keep in mind this is just my humble opinion, nothing else. It's not facts that you need to accept, it's just my humble opinion, and whether you agree with me or disagree with me, I would love to hear your opinion about the game in the comments section below. Now before we start, don't forget to subscribe, like and share to support the channel, and without any further ado, let's just get started. So first of all, the game is going to be open world, and while I understand many people, or majority of people maybe even, adore the fact that the game is open world because there are so many places to explore and you have freedom to basically explore a massive map that you can go around and watch different stuff and face enemies and stuff like that. For me personally, I really don't like the idea of open world. Whenever the game is open world, it immediately gets a negative for me because of the fact that I don't like massive maps. Now you might say that I am playing Honkai Star Rail, and Honkai Star Rail kind of have an open world, but the difference is that the open world in Honkai Star Rail is extremely limited. It is very similar to the open world in Honkai Impact 3rd. Yes, there is a big map, but it's nowhere even close to as massive as the open world in basically Genshin Impact or Wuthering Waves. So that's why I am playing Honkai Star Rail, and the main reason for why I play actually Honkai Star Rail is due to the fact that it is a Honkai game and it is related to Honkai Impact 3rd as well, so that is another reason for why I do play it. Now the exploration in Wuthering Waves is going to be much easier than Genshin Impact because of the fact that you don't need to climb mountains, but rather you can just run on them, which is definitely a massive W. But it will still going to require you to run around the massive world, and it is going to be basically time consuming, and I really don't enjoy that personally. Now this time consumption is going to also become even more when you count the dailies that you will have to do, because the dailies will most likely be time consuming as well. I didn't try them myself because I didn't play any of the betas, however it will definitely require you to go kill some enemies on different areas on the map, and it will require you time to reach there. Even if there are places where you can just teleport immediately, it will still require you time to reach to the enemies, it will require you time to kill the enemies, and it will require you time to return and get your rewards, unless the rewards are basically immediately gotten once you kill the enemies and do the mission. However, in Honkai Star Rail, I do all the dailies within around 5 to 7 minutes because that's how easy it is, and in Honkai Impact 3rd, 6 out of 7 days per week are done actually within 5 minutes. The only exception is the day when I do the Elysian Realm mode, because that mode requires some time. It requires around 10 to 15 minutes depending on how good your Valkyries are. But it might require you basically less or more if you don't build up your Valkyries the correct way, and if you don't have the weapons that they need, it might require you even more than 15 minutes. But if you did build them correctly and you have the equipment that they require, and you did rank them up as well, not just S rank, it might require you even less than 10 minutes, but the usual one is basically between 10 to 15 minutes. Anyways, the next point is the combat. So in my opinion, the combat in Wuthering Waves is definitely a great one because of the fact that you have your freedom to do different stuff during the combat. You can jump, you can dodge, you can do extreme dodge, you can counter attack, you can do whatever you want actually, which is very great, and that is going to enhance the combat experience of players, and it will also open the door for players to be able to try to defeat hard bosses with weak characters. The difference here between it and Honkai Star Rail is the fact that in Honkai Star Rail you are forced to use the characters that are necessary to defeat that boss. Here in Wuthering Waves, there is nothing that prevents you from using characters that aren't necessarily the best characters to use against the boss and still defeat it. So that is actually a massive W for sure, and the fact that the combat is going to be fast paced and you will have basically the extreme dodge, which is done within a second or 2 seconds, that is going to be very good. And then there is also the counter attack, which is going to be a great thing to do. So basically, if you are a good player, you are going to be rewarded. If you are a bad player, you are going to be under disadvantage, and that is definitely a great combat experience for players. Now, players that doesn't like hard stuff might not enjoy this experience, but they will be able to basically cheese that through either buying characters that are necessary or by leveling themselves up too high for that boss to do anything against them. So even in that case, there isn't really a big problem. All it does is just open a new door for hardcore players to be able to try to defeat the boss in the hard mode. Now the next point is the summoning or the pulling system. It is actually very similar to Honkai Impact 3rd, but a little bit worse, and I will talk about that. So they have 4-star and 5-star resonators, which is similar to A rank and S rank Valkyries. Before Honkai Impact 3rd used to have actually B rank Valkyries, but nowadays there are no B rank Valkyries, it's only A rank or S rank. The new ones at least. There are old ones that they used to release, but nowadays there are no new ones. So this is basically a similarity between them. However, when it comes to the weapons, there are 3 different weapon rarities to pull from. In Honkai Impact 3rd, there is only 4-star equipment. There are no other equipment. And every character needs 4 of these 4-star equipments, but you are always guaranteed to pull at least one of them, if not more, with every 10 pulls you do. So every multi you do, you are guaranteed to pull at least one of these 4 different equipments. Now, unfortunately, there is the possibility of pulling the exact same one every time you do the pull, but at least you are guaranteed to pull one of them. However, in Wuthering Waves, you are only guaranteed to get a 4-star or higher when you are doing the multis, so you aren't guaranteed to get the weapon that you want, and you will have to wait until the pity in case you want to basically guarantee the weapon. Now, the good thing about it is that the pity in both games is similar. In both games it is basically 90 instead of 100, which is definitely a massive W over both Honkai Star Rail and Genshin Impact. And the good thing about Wuthering Waves is the fact that there is no 50-50. The weapon banner, if you pull the 5-star weapon, it is going to be the weapon of choice, the weapon that you want to get, and that is actually a massive W. So this is the similarities and the differences between the summoning or pulling system between Honkai Impact 3rd and Wuthering Waves. So as you can see, there are some good stuff in Honkai Impact 3rd and there are some good stuff in Wuthering Waves, but I believe that both systems are definitely way better than the systems in Honkai Star Rail and Genshin Impact. So this is my opinion about the overall game. I think that the game is great, definitely, and the animations looks really awesome. The combat system is absolutely phenomenal. The freedom they give you in it is just amazing. However, since it is an open world, it gets a minus for me, and it's not a Honkai game, and it's not related to Honkai Impact 3rd, so that is another minus, unfortunately. But as I said before, this is just my opinion, nothing else. It's just my humble opinion. Anyways, let me know your opinion about the game in the comments section below, and don't forget to subscribe, like and share to support the channel, and until next time, see you as always in the next video.